Hey guys, Tapdawg here with Little Alchemist Helper. Today I'm going to be going over the Slime and Wizarding packs and explain to you what cards I think are worth getting and what cards you should just pass on. Alright, so let's start with the Slime pack. The Slime pack comes with the Blob combo card, which has 12 attack, 21 defense. It has 87 combos in total. 0 are bronze and 0 are silver, 30 gold and 57 diamond. So it doesn't make that 100 combo threshold that I like to see for combo cards, but it does have going for it the fact that 0 of the combos are bronze and 0 are silver. When Mr. Anderson reviewed this card, he gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, so a pretty good card. As I go through the combos with you guys, though, you're going to see I kind of rank it a little bit lower, and he already knows I'm going to rank it lower, so I probably give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Still pretty good, pretty decent card, but not as good as a 9 out of 10, which is what that would be for my rankings. And let's kind of just look through here. You'll notice as I go through these combos, there are quite a few high 60s and mid 60s. When it comes to these gold combo cards, typically it's anything above a mid 50 is good. Below that, it kind of gets lower quality. So you've got a couple of the high 66s with the mudslide and some 65s as well. So those are all good. They're a high attack and a pretty good, decent defense as well. You'll see that with quite a few of those smog horrors as well, which are great. That's a great combo to use. And then as you keep going down through the mid 60s, 63, 62s, and 61s, you'll see there's a big jump drop off between 61 to 55. That's where you go from your Onyx cards to your regular cards. And that's usual, typical. So then you have all your 55s and 54s, quite a few of these, and 53s, 52s and 51s too. And then it keeps going down to you get past the 50s, where at that point all those ones are kind of not good quality, not the greatest of combos. So how many of those are 50 and below? It looks like 30 of the combos it makes are 50 and below. So because of that, I give it that score. I would point out though that this is one of the cards that I have focused on with my combo backfills. So I think it does have about 100 combos now. And so I would probably rank it up there at an 8 or a 9 rather than a 7 or an 8 once those new combos come out. So definitely nothing to necessarily go, I need to buy this, but it's really high up there on the combo cards, especially when those backfill combos come through. It'll be a decent card to have. But let's look at the other combo card that comes with this pack, and that's going to be the Onyx card, which is Poison. Poison has 23 attack, 20 defense. In total, it has 90 combos. 8 are bronze, 9 are silver, 38 are gold, and 35 are diamond. Now, Poison is a bronze combo card that's been upgraded to Onyx. It's much better than a Holy Water or a Werewolf because those only have about 50 combos each. So 90 combos is pretty high for a bronze combo card. However, it's still not one of the top end ones. I'd say this is a middle of the line combo, Onyx combo, so maybe a 4 or a 5 out of 10, kind of in the middle there. It's not that great, but it's not that bad. But let's look at the combos that it makes. Its highest combo is going to be with Monster Onyx, which creates that Smog Horror, which is a 40 attack, 30 defense, or a 70 total score. There are quite a few of the 69 stat totals as well. A couple 68s, or actually just one 68, some 67s and 66s and 65s as well. Quite a large amount of 65s. Then you have some 64 stat totals too, and 63 stat totals, a large amount of 63 stat totals, which is kind of good to see. There's quite a few glass cannons there too, especially like Dragonfire, which has 40 attack and 23 defense. As you keep going down though, you'll get to the 62s and 61s and 60s, and usually below 60 for an Onyx combo card is where you get lower quality, not that great of a combo. So there's a handful of those, the 59s, 57s, and 56s. So overall, kind of a middle of the road Onyx combo card. Definitely could be useful in your deck. This is another card that has gotten a couple more combos as well. I can't remember exactly how many combos that were added to this, but it's probably about 10 or so. So again, it'll be up to about 100 combos. So that might rank it up an extra point to a 5 or a 6 rather than a 4 out of 5. A 4 or a 5, I should say, sorry. Alright, so those are the 2 combo cards. But let's look at the final form cards. Maybe there's a couple here that could be useful. The first one that I think is useful is going to be Mind Slug. Mind Slug has 34 attack, 21 defense when it's leveled up, and it's an absorb card. So absorb cards are good in your heroics deck. I like how much attack it has. There's just a handful of absorb cards that has that 34 attack, so this is one of them. And then having 21 defense is also nice because typically in heroics, the highest defense highest attack you're gonna see from your opponent is around 20, 21. So you won't really take any damage, but you'll do a significant amount of damage to your opponent, thus healing for a large amount. So definitely a good one to go for if you need more absorb cards in your heroics deck. Next, you have a Crushing Blow card, which is Smog Horror. Smog Horror has 33 attack, 23 defense. So this is another good card to add to your heroics. I would probably leave it unfused. However, you can fuse it if you want. But for me personally, I would leave it unfused because you get more turns if you have 3 of these rather than just having 2, or having 2 of these instead of just having 1, however you want to look at it. And then finally, the only other card that's useful in this pack is going to be Gelmansur, which has 32 attack, 25 defense, and it's a critical strike card. This is, I would say, kind of higher than a mid-grade critical strike because it has such a high defense, but it does have a low attack. So I'd say out of critical strikes, it's like a 7 out of 10, if that makes sense. Definitely, if you need critical strikes, this is a good option for you because of that high defense. I personally prefer Ratatoskr over this because the stats are just switched. It's 33 attack, 24 defense instead of 32, 25. But you get the doubling with critical strike, so it ends up being 2 points higher even though they're identical in stat totals. There are 2 other critical strike cards that are in this pack. Both of them only have 30 attacks, so I haven't mentioned them here. But if you're in need of critical strikes, this actually could be a good pack to go for because you get 3 opportunities to get critical strikes. Those other 2 are kind of entry-level critical strikes. I probably would only use them if I don't have any critical strikes in my deck yet, but Gelmansurs could be good in anyone's deck. So that's it for the slime pack. This is definitely a decent pack to get. There's nothing singular that really would compel me to purchase it, but if you are in the need for a decent combo card and a decent absorb, crushing blow, or critical strike, this would be a good pack to get. It's just kind of a good generic all-around pack. Nothing that stands out, but plenty of cards that could be useful to you. Alright, and the other pack we're going to review today is the Wizarding pack, which the Wizarding pack has the combo card Wizarding School, which has 15 attack and 18 defense. In total, it has 94 combos. 0 are bronze, 2 are silver, 38 are gold, and 54 are diamond. When Mr. Anderson reviewed this, he gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I think I'd have to agree with him. I think both Blob and Wizarding School are about the same level, a 7 or so out of 10. It's definitely a decent combo card, but nothing to run home about and go and buy right away. But let's look at those combos that it makes. So again, the highest attack it has here is 66, and that's with Pixies. It gives it 37 attack, 29 defense, and you can see those here. There are a handful of these 65s as well, a large amount of 64s and 63s, some 62s and 61s as well, then just a single 60, and then it drops from there from the Onyx cards down to the 55s. Again, a mid-50s is kind of the cap for these types of cards. So you have some 54s here and 53s, then some 51s, and finally some 50s here. And then there's a much larger amount of the below 50s, but I counted 50 last time, so let's see how many there are here total. 42 as compared to 30 from Slime. So definitely, or from Blob, I should say. So that's why I said a Blob is like a 7 or an 8, whereas Wizarding School is kind of just a solid 7, because it doesn't have as many of the higher combos as Blob does. But it still has quite a few of those decent combos. But that's why it's not ranked a 7 to 8, it's just kind of a 7. But that's Wizarding School. I did add a couple combos to this for the backfill, but not too many. I think it will get to at least 100, maybe 101, but not as many combos as Blob had added to it. I don't think it would change the score too much, maybe a 7.5, that's all. But let's look at the Onyx combo card that comes with this pack, and it kind of makes sense that this is a Wizarding School, so the Wizarding combo would be Magic. Magic Onyx card. It has 21 attack, 21 defense. Magic has 105 combos, 7 are bronze, 16 silver, 49 gold, and 33 diamond. Magic is a silver combo card that's been upgraded to an Onyx combo card. Now, there's only a handful of silver combo cards in the game, and definitely Knight and Superhero are kind of the top 2, and then it goes down from there, and you've got like the next 3 or 4 that are kind of decent but not that great, and that's going to be Sword, Sword, Wizard, Magic, and I think that's about it. And then you have Prehistoric and Chinchilla, which are kind of lower, and Knowledge is kind of in between. Maybe that's in the middle section, Knowledge. But those are your silver combo cards. So it's definitely not a bad one like Prehistoric or Chinchilla is, but it's kind of a middle-of-the-road silver combo card. But when it's become an Onyx, it actually can be very useful, very practical, and because it has 105 combos, it could be very deadly. But let's look at the combos that it makes. So as you can see, there's quite a few of the 70 total stats. A couple of those are Pastry Cat, which has 37 attack, 33 defense. There's also the My Mini Horse, which has the same. And then there's the Magician Bot, which is a good even card at 35-35. So you keep going down, you'll see there's quite a few of the 69s and 68s too, which is really awesome to see. There's some 67s and 66 total scores, and 65s. There's a large amount of 65s here and a large amount of 64s. Again, when these Onyx combo cards, usually below 60 is where you'll see a jump. So then you have 63s here, and some 62s, some 61s, and then you have your 60s, and then below 60s kind of where you get your lower quality combos, and there's about 11 of those of the 105 combos. With Magic Onyx, I'd say this is probably a little bit better than Poison Onyx, maybe give it an 8 out of 10. Because it has so many combos, it's going to have some really good combos. I did add a couple of Magic combos in the backfills, but I can't remember the amount either for this. This wasn't a big focus because, again, it already has 105 combos, but when it made sense, I made a couple combos here and there. So this is definitely a card that could be useful in anyone's arena or their heroics. This is probably the best card of the bunch from today's review, but with that being said, I wouldn't just... If that's the only thing you're looking for, I wouldn't get this pack just for that. So, anywho, let's look at the final forms for this and see if there's any that could be useful. The first one's going to be Magical Soccer. Magical Soccer has 32 attack and 24 defense, and that's a critical strike card. Very similar to Gelmansur, but it has 1 less defense, so it's not as good as Gelmansur. So if you are looking for a critical strike card, definitely the Slime Pack has the better option for you. But same with the Slime Pack. This pack also has a couple more critical strike cards that weren't worth mentioning but could be useful. So if you are kind of a newer player and you need some critical strikes, either one of these packs is going to be helpful because you'll get chances at 3 good critical strikes from both of them, or 3 useful critical strikes. The only good one is Magical Soccer and Gelmansur. And again, Gelmansur is the better one of the 2. But you want to use that in your heroics or your arena, Magical Soccer. Then finally, the only other card that's useful is going to be Chocolate Lizards, which has 30 attack, 23 defense, and it's an Absorb card. Again, it's kind of a lower quality as compared to Mind Slug, which had higher attack and a slightly lower defense. But Chocolate Lizards, I kept it in here even though it only has 30 attack, because 30 attack for Absorbs is kind of rare. Anything above 30 or up is what I'm going to mention in these for Absorb cards. It's got to be 31 or above for critical strikes, though, because there's quite a few 30 attacks for critical strikes. So this would be useful in your heroics, but not in your arena. And I think that's about it. If you needed to choose between these two, Blob kind of edges out, or the Slime Pack, because it has just a handful of more useful cards. But there's nothing here that I see as a must-get, must-buy for your deck. I'd probably be still holding off. There's going to be a couple packs coming up in a week or 2 here that are very useful, very good. But for now, if you don't want to waste money or you don't want to spend money, I'd hold off and just keep saving your gems for the packs coming up soon. Alright, I I think that's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.